Hello friends! This video is a narration of last year's Christmas tour because I don't really have the energy to decorate very much. It's been a hard, this year I should say, it's been a hard last month. So I will be getting a tree up. Maybe I'll show you some of that. And that might be the extent of the decorations. But I thought maybe you might be interested in knowing where some of the decor came from, etc. And then I also point out some of the mistakes I made, a few little things like the word joy. The J was backwards. So that's one of them. Anyway, hope you enjoy this and Merry Christmas to all. So I could probably say everything in this room, in this kitchen, in this house, almost everything was thrifted. But, you know, that right there I got at the Goodwill last year, I believe. I like that plate. The apron also was thrifted. I did buy those towels new at Ross, and the cookie jar I got on eBay, and the other jar is actually a candle, which I didn't turn on. It's an electric candle, but these jars like that I thrifted, and the one little jar I got at, I made. Well, I didn't make the jar, but I decorated. Those are vintage handkerchiefs. And those I change out during the year, not always, but sometimes for spring. And the scale I got at a garage sale. All of these, I made that little sifter thing in the middle, or decorated, I should say. And all the greenery I got outside because we have lots of fir trees. And, you know, they're right there. And a lot of the limbs fall down. Oh, there's another old jar that I thrifted with cookie cutters in it. And these things I've had for quite a while. Not necessarily thrifted, but the teapot I did. I got that at a garage sale. Another scale I got. Those cookie cutters are ones from my husband's, or my mother-in-law, my husband's mother. Those were hers, and I know you've seen a lot of those around. The plastic. This little angel I made, I would say maybe late 80s, early 90s, and she's real fun. All of these things, you know, I just put together with the old jars and my old spices and Krum Kaga set, cookie cutters, scoops. I love the old vintage handles on these things. And I like the white pictures and things. I try and find those sometimes. The jar on the left is the one I was talking about. I had just kind of decorated, and it lights up with a candle on the top. Not a real candle, I mean a fake one. And that I got on eBay. I think I said that already. And this is an old invitation a long time ago. I guess I had a party here. And I don't do that anymore. It was really fun, but I haven't done that for a long time. And that was an old recipe book that belonged to, again, my mother-in-law. You know, I could tell you about the kitchen. I have put drawers in long ago because, well, when we remodeled it, because I like drawers better. I don't know. Okay, so another thing is the tray. It has angels on the side. My daughter gave that to me. And not too much more to say about things, but those are, I have like 3 sets of drawers in here instead of cabinets on the bottoms. Those pot holders I change out for spring and for Christmas time for the decor, and the canisters, the French style canisters on the left there. I got, they were on sale, half off I think they were $15 for the 3 of them at a antique store. Okay, here we have, I'm going to tell you about little mistakes I made through this, if I can get that in. It's really hard to say everything I want to in this short time, but all the rolling pins I've either gotten at yard sales or Goodwill. Same with the scale there. I remember finding that at Goodwill. Everything, is either at Goodwill or a yard sale probably over the years. Our neighbor had that ice box, and they were moving. Okay, here's a goof. I'll tell you about the ice box later. See the circle around that? It came out of this right here. My daughter made that all is calm with the lights in it and the ornaments. And when I was filming, that little thing, I guess, must have come and stuck to the wall. And I realized it later, so I had to go back and redo some of the filming. If you go back to my video, which you can. Okay, here we are. Like, how am I going to tell you about all this stuff? Those. Anyway, you'll see it in my videos a little bit because I left some of it in. So those books were given, were my son and daughters, and the mugs were my mother-in-law's again, or my husband's actually. It came from his side. The jingle bells my daughter gave to me one year. She finds lots of fun things at yard sales too, and if she knows I like something, she'll pick it up. For me, I should say. And the refrigerator I started to tell you about, we got from our neighbor who is moving away. Here's my laundry room. Not much to say about it, except we did get new washer and dryer. Last year, we had a stackable, and I like this much better. These are old, antique, whatever, vintage aprons, and I made the wreath there with oranges. Some of them fell off. And then I made that box there with all the ornaments, and it has lights weaved around it. And I made the mistake of putting glass ones in there. I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing it. I could have used plastic, and I would not have to think about them breaking. I made that angel on the right that's sitting there in the plaid. These are some of my little dolls. And the doll case there I found a couple years ago at a yard sale. All right, here is just something not Christmassy time, but we had a plumbing problem, and they never painted it right, so I just painted. It was white like that at the top, so I just came down and painted an angel wing. So I had to put that in there. That's the angel I made right there. I made her probably 1990, early 90s. So I do like dolls, well, just the older ones. I don't necessarily like modern dolls. I don't collect modern dolls or anything. Put together some old mason jars with the little trees in them and snow. When my daughter was a little girl, she painted that plaque that you see in the back with the deer, as well as those lambs. She's a very good artist now, and so is her daughter, who was 13, my granddaughter. There's a photo of my grandmother, who was born in 1900, my old linens, tablecloths, I should say. Transferware. It's pink or red, however you want to look at it. Today, this time it's red. In the spring it's pink. There's my puppy dogs. They like to get in the videos sometimes. I put together those domes and silver platters in the basket, and I forgot to light the candles when I did my Christmas video. Lots of little things I would do differently. I made that window with not window, it is a window, but it's I put music paper and the angel on it and the bow and all that. I decorated the window. Some things don't need explaining, except these are army men. A little bit of reality. It looks sort of like World War II in Germany at Christmas time. So that's why I did that. They belonged to my dad when he was a little boy. And those are pink ornaments I just put in the bowl there. Some old books. Anyway, the army men were just sort of, to me, a little bit of reality, because that's the way life is. I got the spool desk thing on Facebook Marketplace last year. Those are some of my old dolls, and the elf. The light my niece gave to me a couple years ago. The manger scene is ceramic that my mother-in-law made, and we inherited it. My sister gave me those candlesticks, and I bought the teapot and teacup at Goodwill. A little closer look at the dome scene. I just kind of used things that I had around. Didn't put a lot of money into it. Things I picked up at the yard sales. Again, one of my dress forms, I dressed her up a little bit. I hung the red crystals. That's pretty obvious, but, decorated the chandelier, let's put it that way. And that little lantern that's on the floor, it's actually not little, it's pretty big. My older sister gave to me one year. And the skates, I remember finding those at Goodwill. I had always wanted one of those gates that you see right there. Well, and now I have one. My son helped me pick that up for $25, which is a lot for me to spend on something, but they're quite spendy normally, so it was actually a very good price. I just dressed this dress form a little bit looking like maybe she's going to work in the kitchen with a fur coat on, or not fur coat, but fur collar. It's so cold in those Victorian kitchens. The pillows with the trees on I purchased at Amazon, and I made the pink fur ones, and that's an old quilt on the back of the couch. Now, if you want to see more detail, of course, you can look at my original home tour. So another thing is I had on the TV screen is one of my own videos of winter. They can be seen on my channel. It's just music and some winter scenes. This is another dress form that I dressed Victorian. I had the blouse and the skirt a long time, probably 30 years at least. but they are very old, from the Victorian or Edwardian era. So I made the Father Christmas. He is made out of porcelain, and I made him in the early 90s, start to finish, including the painting, and then somebody else fired it for me, but I made his clothes and did the hair and everything. All of this was thrifted here. The table actually belonged to my grandmother on my mother's side. These are old cards and an old metal mail holder thing there. Dolls and bears. And this is the entryway. It's half of an old door there with chippy paint and vintage little baby gowns. And those angel wings I made. I made a couple of those snowmen. And those are the stockings that I made. The dresser I painted. It's an old dresser with, and then I put a transfer on it, French style. And this is just a old box, wooden box that I put some linens and then fir tree branches and silver ornaments, vintage ornaments. And there's a kind of a silver tree, the little one there, that I decorated in all vintage things, very old. This angel I made, except for her head. And then I made those little cloth Christmas trees on the thread spools, or the mill spools, wooden ones. The chair I had painted a while back and made the cushion for it. And here's a mistake. It says Loy. And I don't know how many people would have noticed that, but it bothers me. It's supposed to say joy, of course. Loy to the world. Oh, no. But I did not notice that until I saw it after the video was finished. I had too much film of this tree right here in the video. But if you want to see more of it, take a look and see. And then I had lots of angels. We'll look at another of my mistakes. Besides too much footage of this tree. This doll didn't have any eyes. I guess when I saw a close-up after the video was all done, I love dolls and I collect them, and this one is a handmade porcelain one. But anyway, oh, that was not good. I know people call dolls haunted, and she's not haunted. And my last mistake, if you look closely, you will see dust on this ornament. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for watching.